My biggest fear is. Hello, everybody. It's great to be back. We're getting started here just in a few seconds. Got to say hi to my chats, my inner circle, and my super chatters. Thank you so much, Lisa Marie. I love you very much. The orphans are going to love it. And thank you, Melody Riba. That is so amazing. You guys are great. Arthur, Lisa, Deborah, Mike, Sarah, Bill, Jerome, Craig, Sandy, Eric, Mary, Matthew. Hi, my son. And we're already up on the minute. Yeah. Hi, Nelda. Hello, my name is Robert Hollis. I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day. My biggest fear is ... Right to the point, my biggest fear is being average or being ordinary. I know that sounds probably really weird for you guys, but yeah, not my biggest fear is not being remembered. My biggest fear is not leading by example for my sons and my grandchildren. Um, my biggest fear is struggling paycheck to paycheck. Uh, my biggest fear is not not completing the promises that I not only did for myself, but for my wife and my children. Um, One of my biggest fears is whether you believe that there's a heaven. Um, that when I'm standing in front of my Creator, that I just didn't work hard enough to make a difference for somebody else. You know what I mean? It's like you beg and pray for help. And in my opinion, my Creator God, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, put me in intersections with people that had the wisdom that I needed to not only love myself, but know that I'm a miracle, and then know that I could achieve anything that I want to. And because I love helping children so much, it's the thought that there's going to be a lot of children that I'm not going to be able to get to fast enough, quick enough. And so yeah, those are some of my biggest fears. My son, thank you, Matthew, so much for coming up with this. It's just knowing that I know the wisdom, and then I just don't as execute it. I think I did that post yesterday or the day before, where I can't imagine daydreaming, and I just can't imagine daydreaming and being emotionally excited about dreams in the future for me and my family and for children that don't know me, orphans, and just sitting on my ass, just having the knowledge. And each and every day I allow myself to defeat myself. You know what I mean? It's just like it's it's just ridiculous. It's just total freaking ridiculous that people in this day and age, because of technology, have the ability to get the wisdom of what to do and change their lives, and they just don't know anything. So maybe my fear would be mostly is people that knew me really, really close, that was family, and people that counted on me, like a lot of these orphans. Um, and then they just find out that I get up every day and let myself talk to myself and don't do it. Oh my God. That's like, wow. It's yeah. So my son Matthew, thank you again for bringing up this title, but he did give me some of the top 10 things that people are scared of: death and dying. Um, I guess I would be scared of dying um, if I knew I didn't accomplish anything. You know what I mean? That it's like, but I'm not afraid of dying. I'm not. I am consistently on a day-to-day basis doing the very best that I can, getting better and better and gooder and gooder. And so I'm really, really excited about who I am and what I'm doing and what I want to do before I leave this planet. I think maybe more than death and dying for me would be um not having anyone even know who the hell I was. That whole deal where I remember one time, having a police officer, come up and they blocked the road that we were on. And a hearse went by and a limo went by, one car went by, and that's it. That's it. You know what I mean? Yeah. You made such a big impact on so little people that you know, like my father. You know what I mean? Um, Probably nobody was there. Wow. Good job. Good job. It's like, wow. I just amazing. And then, of course, second one is failures, a fear of failure. And really, when you think about it, fear of failure is just procrastination, and procrastination is suicide on the installment plan. The fear of failure, I guess, is number 2 for people, but it's like you can't really fail if you never do anything. And I guess I really don't get this one because um if we looked at a story of your whole entire life, you failed many, 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 many times. So to have a fear of failure, when you know that that's how you got to where you are today. Bill, thank you so much, man. I really, really appreciate you. You're amazing. So it's just, wow. All right. So fear of rejection. Again, these things are painless, right? I guess a fear of failure could be, if you jumped out of an airplane and you didn't pack your parachute correctly. But rejection and social, it's like what can happen to you. I always do the scenario with this is I'm just saying the worst thing that could happen is you try to connect with somebody to give them a gift, and when you do that, they get so upset that they pull out a gun and shoot and kill you. And I know a lot of people laugh when I do that scenario, but it's like, bottom line, it's like, come on, man, really? uh Loss of control. I get this one. Thank you, Arthur. Love and appreciate you so much. um Loss of control. The situations like big groups of people and stuff like that. Why I really don't drink or do any drugs. For me, that is a loss in control. My mind mentally goes, why would I want to be out of control? You know what I mean? Physical harm. I guess this would be something around that same thing where, I guess when people think if they're walking like across a street, they can get hit by a car. But around dangerous animals, it's like, constantly thinking that you're in physical harm. That's 5. 6 is illness. I know a lot of people that, the number one killer in the world is heart disease. And the number one reason for heart disease is stress. You want to guess what the number one stress is? Not having money. So, my mentor shared with me is he said, Robert, you know what the definition of a budget is? And I said, what? And he says, always make more than you can spend. Always make more than you can spend. It's amazing because when I grew up, we didn't have AI. So, public speaking um, is number 7, 7 on the list today. And maybe the reason why, um, maybe the reason why public speaking is so low is because you got people that grew up in a generation where it's you're supposed to take a selfie of yourself or do a video, do a TikTok. So maybe, people are like changing the way they feel about that, because, if you want to be an influencer, or get on MTV in a reality show, you probably better learn how to speak in front of people. Social situations, social anxiety or fear of social situations. Um, you know, um, yeah, I can see that. I can see that when I first, a lot of these were fears of mine. Which is pretty interesting until I just figured out, listen, I'm not gonna, I don't want to go through life being average. I don't want to go through life financially struggling. I don't want to go through life, not being able to experience things for my wife and my children. I don't want to be in a situation where I keep telling people every day and every year that I didn't make enough money to be able to give to others. You know what I mean? It's like, those things hurt me more than working and connecting with strangers. Fear of the unknown. Uh, that's interesting, isn't it? you know, Fear of the unknown. So you're just walking around, you don't know stuff, so then you're scared of that stuff. I guess. And then of course natural disasters. The fear of disasters, earthquakes, floods, hurricanes. Always thinking. It says understanding and addressing these fears often require a combination of education, therapy, and sometimes medical treatment, depending on the severity of the fear. And I just like that it says human fears can widely range from individual, personal experiences, culture, background, and biological predispositions. Yay! However, certain fears come among many people due to the evolutionary or societal factors. Man, where's this reading coming from? I'm really proud of myself. Here are some of the most common and significant fears. So one of the things is just understanding that fear, if you haven't heard this acronym, is false emotions appearing real. False emotions appearing real. And it goes back again. I love using the analogy of, kissing another human being, right? It's like all the concepts that happen in our mind from going from an age where you believe that it would give you cooties, right? Um, and you didn't like to made fun of because you had a boyfriend or girlfriend, to the point of sort of messing it up to the point of, hey, I would like to be, kissing all the time. And so if you look at virtually everything like that, a lot of us had fears of getting a job. Maybe we wouldn't get a job, or maybe fears of driving a car. There's a lot of things that if you really look at yourself, that not only did you fail them, which is no big deal, so you could go back and look at it, but then the second thing is always realizing that the thing that you feared, that when you started doing it, it really wasn't that big of a deal. That again, we're so great with this incredible mind that we have. We're so great at constantly building a fear on top of a fear on top of a fear. And they've done a number of studies to prove that when you think of certain things, it actually changes the chemistry in your body, totally changes, the entire chemistry. So every one of you know this because there was something that you might have been nervous or fearful or anxious of, and then all of a sudden you get this knot in your stomach, you sweat, you know what I mean? Your palms of your hands get sweaty. It's pretty bizarre, that we can create those thoughts in our mind that go to the next thought that goes to the next thought. And there was always a saying recently, at a guy that just reached out to me, and he said, I said, "How are you?" And he goes, "I'm really frustrated." And I said to him, I said, "You do know that's a state of mind, right?" And he came back and went, "What?" And here's the little little trick I want to share with you, a little hack, is you just ask yourself out loud, is everyone scared of death and dying? Is everyone scared of failure, rejection, loss of control? Is everyone scared of physical harm, illness, and public speaking? Is everyone in the world scared of social situations or the unknown, or natural disasters? See, every time you ask yourself, you know, does everybody in the world feel this way or think this way? And the answer is always going to be no. So we live in a world where you can immediately go on YouTube, like I'm doing this video, and you immediately can go on there and find podcasts, find interviews of very, very successful people that went through all of these. And the only reason that they went through them and got consistent and just kept doing it and doing it and doing it, getting figured out how to be able to meditate and get into an excitement and the right energy and just go through it anyway. Just push through the fear. Who cares if you fail? That's learning a lesson. It's reframing it. And when you start doing that, then guess what? In other areas of your life, it'll start doing that exactly the same way. It will do it exactly the same way. You'll go, oh, that wasn't that big of a deal. And then you'll conquer other things in your life and so on and so forth. So if there is these things that you fear are false emotion appearing real, or false education appearing real. There's a lot of people that are scared of things because they listen to the opinions of other people. You know any of those people? So, they'll say being an entrepreneur is difficult. They'll say getting involved in marketing is difficult. They'll say learning to do a video or doing videos consistently to keep getting gooder and gooder and gooder, talking about things that that can help another human being. Say it's like fear of traveling, oh my God, if I go, it's unique for me whenever I think about helping somebody in a different country, me helping them change their family tree is exciting to me. So it eliminates the fear. It's like a lot of people go, oh my God, there's people that get kidnapped there. Do you know how many people in the United States? You don't want to do this because they'll just depress you. But if you went, how many people show up missing a year in the United States? So, that's the way to reframe things. I think I've seen Eric on here that he said that he was scared of dying in a plane. Well, if you look up on AI, the statistics of dying on an airplane is so low compared to dying in a car. So it's just again a way to reframe things, that we hear all of this stuff and all we got to do is prove to ourselves through the right education and listening to people that went through emotions of going through the same thing as we did, is that's when our mind can go, you know what, if other people can do it, I can do it. If other people pulled this off, I could do it. When I was younger, one of the biggest fears that I had was that people would find out that I was dyslexic. So back then they didn't know what it was. I just knew that there was something that my brain was uniquely doing different, that didn't allow me to read very good. It didn't allow me to spell. It didn't allow me to write very well. And so, this was a thing, if you can't quickly spell a word in a sentence or a paragraph, um, you know, it's like you can't communicate really well. And then as I got older and they didn't know what that was, then I just learned through the efforts that I could come up with sentences that would explain words that I had a difficulty at that time saying because I couldn't pronounce it correctly. And because of the way it looked like in my head. And so, the word aluminum was a word that I had difficulty enunciating and saying and pronouncing until someone showed me how to break the syllables apart. So then I would say stuff like, those are nice light metal wheels on that car. See, people that have a difficulty of wondering what people will think about them, once you realize that what other people think about you is none of your business. None of your business. It's like what other people think about you is not true. So why would you value their opinions and not do what you know would be better for your life, that would make you happy, that would be great for your family, that would be great for helping other people? Why would you have all of this information and not share it with others? Sounds pretty selfish, doesn't it? So anyway, I love and appreciate you. We're doing a podcast today at uh in 29 minutes. No, 39 minutes. Craig, help me out. So yeah, so we're doing a podcast today. There we go. And I love and appreciate you. If no one's giving you permission to be successful and happy and fulfilled, let me be the first. My mentors did that for me. And if you could do me a huge personal favor and share this video with people, we all have fears. It's just whether they're going to control us or, we're going to fear and just get educated, handle and control our emotions, and get things done anyway. So I love and appreciate you. Thank you for watching the video, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.